So this is a training ground, which I just built. Basically, what happened is that you're gonna assign a manager or a lord, technically, the one with the highest combat skill. Her combat skill is pretty high, 10, and she's gonna teach these guys how to, get better at combat, technically. So let's see how it is. So I already assigned her, as you can see, she's assigned. She has a combat skill of 10. Now they oh, there you go. So now they're fighting each other, and they will earn combat experience as they fight each other during the daytime. Let me see. She's sleeping. She's like sleeping. And as you can see, she leveled up. She was level 2. She has combat 2. Now she's 3. She just leveled up, as you can see. So this is kind of like passive leveling for combat, which is insane. I highly recommend also, if you want to save on money, you want to hire mercenary, which is the cheapest, and then make them train in the combat ground over here, so that the taxes doesn't increase. Taxes on warriors. So it says over here, the amount of tax for each warrior is determined by their combat skill at the time of recruitment. So the lower they are, the less tax you have to pay, and does not increase as their skill grows. So even if they get better at combat, the taxes does not increase. So it's super important, because if you take someone that has high skill level in combat, the taxes will be more expensive. So that's one alternative way to make your warriors stronger, to have the training ground, because that's how you make them stronger without having to pay more tax. Hi guys, how to make warriors happy. As you can see here, if you click one warrior, their mood is, differs from one to each other, and you have to double check what it is that they miss and everything. So over here, see the moonshine. Basically, it's not a good drink, so you want to give them beer. If you give them beer, they will be more happier. They don't like rutabaga, which is the cheapest food you can have. So if you can give them flour over here, they will be happy about it. They will have no debuff. Same thing with fatigue, so they need rest. The mild fatigue, what it means is that if you give them too much job and if they don't rest, they're gonna get, they won't have enough time to sleep. And I'm gonna show you how I do it to make sure that they don't, get angry and everything. So you got to double check every one of them and see what is it that they don't like. For moonshine, well, the only thing you can do about moonshine is to make sure you go to the tavern over here, and you're gonna make sure that you sell beer for the warriors. So it says warriors, but I think it's a typo. So here, I'm actually giving moonshine to all of them. But as for beer, I'm not selling beer, as you can see, because I keep the beer for the for the lords, right? So the lords can be more happier. The lords are the priority. To make beer, you got to make sure you have a brewery. So I have a brewery over here, and you're going to make sure that you can produce them, and you need to learn the knowledge of how to make beer through the studying. So if you go to knowledge over here, you got to buy a book, and I think I had the book somewhere. Let me double check. Hop, Feel, and Beer. So you got to make sure you have this, you study that. And when you study that, you'll be able to make some beer, right? And you got to make sure you also have the ingredients, because if you come over here, it says to make beer, you need to have rye and you need to have hop, right? So if I go over here, I got rye field, right? So you got to make sure you have people working there, and I have a hop field over here. So you need to have both. So once you have both, you'll be able to produce beer, right? So basically, once you produce beer, then you need to have people to haul it to the tavern, right? But the thing is that they don't haul it to the tavern, because like I said, I'm not selling it to everyone. And you can say, why am I doing that? Because if I uncheck this, the peasant are going to buy beer as well, and I will be out of beer. So that's why if you just want to give it to the warrior, you need to uncheck peasant over here. But if you uncheck peasant, they won't be able to have moonshine, because peasant, they need to have at least some sort of drink, right? So the other way to fix this issue is to build another tavern. So if I go to service and I go to tavern, where's the tavern? Over here, you're gonna build another tavern, right? Boom. So I'm gonna build a secondary tavern, and the secondary tavern, when it's built, for example, I would just remove peasant over here, and I would allow beer for the warrior only. So that would be for this one I'm building, this tavern. But for this tavern here is for everyone but no beer, only moonshine. You understand? So that's one way, to solve the issue, so that you don't sell beer to everyone and only, sell it to your warriors. You understand? But you got to make sure you have enough beer. And like I said, you go to production, you got to see how much beer you're producing, and it also depends on how many people you have that works at the brewery. So I highly recommend that you upgrade this. Let me see, can I upgrade? To upgrade this building, oh, I need to research. See, I need to research the knowledge in order to upgrade it to have 4 people. So I cannot upgrade it for now. But if you have more people, they can make the drink faster. You understand? If you have the mats, that is. And then that will solve the issue of them having repulsive moonshine, like a debuff. The other one is tasteless rutabaga, which is the same thing. So over here, rutabaga have a lot of it, but it's the cheapest food you can give them. The problem is that you want to give them flour, but to give them flour, you need to have a mill. So I have a mill over here, which you need to research as well, in the knowledge book. So you need to have mill, which is this way, rye and field. So you have rye field and mill. So you need to research it. You need to study it, which I did. And then once you study it, you can build it, right? And once you build it, you need to assign people over there. And if you want to upgrade it, be my guest. I think I will. Let me see. What is this? I think I will upgrade it. Let me double. Do I have enough mats? I think I could actually. So I'm going to upgrade this to have another worker over here so that you can do more flour. So when you have enough flour, you're going to go over here to production. And production, you're going to decide how much flour you want to make depending on the mats that you have. So for 30 flour, I require 24 rye. And here I have 85 rye. Like I said, you need to have a rye field, and I have a rye field over here. You can do a more rye field if you want to, like I'm doing 2 more over here at the top, but then you need to build it, and it's going to cost you like 80 woods per rye field. Over here, I think, I think I have enough rye, so I'm not going to assign anyone here. I'm going to put it to sleep. And this one, I'm going to put it to, let me see, I don't need this one here. This one, I'm going to put it to sleep because I don't want to waste my woods on something I don't need, because I have too much rye over here. So one rye field, can produce a lot of, rye. So that's that for the food. So you want flour. If you give for the flour, you need to go to the market. For the market, you gotta make sure that you have someone assign a trader. I put priority for the market, by the way, because if you don't put priority, there is a risk that nobody comes and trade over here for the market. So make sure you put priority. Same thing for the tavern. So market and tavern, you want to put priority. Make sure you have someone that sells the alcohol and the food. Otherwise, you're going to be in deep trouble. So these are the 2 most important, to be honest with you, along with the warehouse. So I have warehouse over here. So you got to make sure you have people working, and they gather food and stuff and put it in the right place, right? Over here, as you can see here, I'm selling flour and rutabaga. So I'm not gonna sell flour over here because I want to keep it for the warrior, right? So if you want to keep it for the warrior, you need to check flour over here. You need to do another market. So I'm gonna go to construction service, and I'm gonna go to market, right? So the secondary market, I will do it for the warrior. So once it's built, I'm gonna come. For example, I'm gonna allow flour, a rutabaga, and meat, perhaps, if you want to give meats. And I'm going to uncheck peasant, so that I don't want my peasant to actually eat the flour and the meat. You understand? So that's why you need to do 2 market technically. So I'm going to just check this like this so that everyone can buy rutabaga. So rutabaga is fine. And bear in mind that also the hall, they always get the meat and the flour and the beer and everything that is above. So they get a little bit of everything. So that's why you have to consider the lord that will consume, the products. That's why you need to, build as much as you can, but then you need to upgrade to, blah, 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 and so on. So it's always like a progression. You know what I mean? What else? So if I go back to this guy, and if I click this, so you have mild fatigue, need to rest. So the problem with need to rest is that if you give them too much, like this over here, what you might call it, night patrol or day patrol, if you put too much flag, they will not be able to sleep. So you got to double check. How many people do I have? So if I click Barag, I have 7 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, it says 7 over here. Can have up to 10, but you need to hire them. So for 7 people, how many did I assign? So I have 1 over here. So I have 1 over here that is supposed to be assigned, which is not. I have another 1 over here. 2 people. Oh, because it's daytime. Sorry, daytime. Okay, after 3 a.m. it's finished. I think after 4 a.m. it's no more. So basically here, yeah, they're all going to sleep technically. Are they sleeping right now? Let me double check. Where are they? Yeah, no, it's because some of them are going to sleep during daytime, some of them are going to sleep during nighttime. So that's why you don't want to put too much of everything. So I'm going to remove this one over here. So this one will be night patrol with 3 people maximum, and this one will be day patrol with 3 people maximum. So over here, I'm going to remove this. So I'm going to put 3. So basically, this one I'm going to remove it. Boom. Let me see. This one I'm going to remove it as well. So basically what I'm trying to say is that out of 7, 3 will be working during the daytime, 3 will be working during the nighttime. And as you can see, make sure you click this guy here, patrol radius. So if you click patrol radius, it's going to be a bigger, like a bigger radius, you understand? So you want that because what happened is if you do that, they will, like be more securing a bigger, higher radius of your village, right? Unless you don't want to, but I mean, it's a suggestion. And what it means is that during the nighttime, the 3 that is working daytime are going to sleep, and the 3 that is working during nighttime are going to sleep. One of them is not going to do anything. So for that, well, anything. It depends. Like they're kind of like gonna switch each other. So one of them is gonna have a break. So in the 7 people, one of them is gonna have free day. Like they're gonna have a break during daytime, so they can go to the training ground and increase their combat skill. Right. So that's one way to solve the issue. So let's see if that works. So over here, I'm gonna fast forward. So now he's going to patrol during daytime, as you can see. Maybe I can take 2 people during daytime because there's a lot of people around. So 2 people during daytime is enough, or you can reduce it to 1 if you want to. And it's up to you to decide. But the less job you give them, the more they get to rest. You understand? So that's what you need to that's what you need to understand. So over here, everybody's going to the church. So that's one thing. So they get a boost. So when you have a temple, it's a very, very good thing. So everybody's gonna get a boost, like in happiness, as you can see here. If you can buy them a house, if you can give them a house, so as you can see here, I made a peasant house. If you can do that, it's good as well, so that it can have an extra boost. I don't know if you saw the guy, let me double check. This guy over here and this separate housing gives a 24 boost happiness. So you want to have a house if you can, so bear that in mind. So I'm going to put this as priority to have more happy people. There we go, and there we go. But you got to make sure you got the wood, that is. And then and she's happy here. So as you can see here, if I click the barack and if I click one person over here, they have optimisms of a new resident. So they will have, some of them will have like extra buff. Let me double check this one. Fanatically religious, so you get plus 12 mood buff, as you can see. So a lot of things have a impact on their happiness. 3 people later on at what time? I think it's going to be 10 o'clock. They're going to start to patrol. So 3 of them are going to start to patrol, and that's it. But now they are just listening to her because this is my training ground. There we go. There you go. So at 10 o'clock, as you can see, 10 a.m., 3 of them are going to patrol. So the rest are going to fight, and they're going to wait for nighttime. So one of them just leveled up over here. Combat level skill 4. If you look at their happiness, yeah, I still need to find a way for them to... They have access to alcohol. I'm not sure why they're not buying alcohol, to be honest with you. Like, they have access to alcohol over here. Or maybe they don't like the alcohol. Maybe they want the other alcohol. Combat 5, combat 4, 5, 4, 5. And as you can see here, so day patrol, I got 3 people. There we go. You can put more people for day patrol, but it's up to you. Yeah, just put 3 people for now. So as your base gets bigger, then you want more day patrol or night patrol. Is up to you. But I want to make sure that some of them gets to relax. 30 beer. So here I have 30 beer that has been done. Nice. Very nice.